Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ironhome, the only Starforged actual play that doesn't actually play Starforged. Today we're continuing with episode 2 of Mechs vs. Aliens. Before we start, I'd like to say thank you for everyone that's posting these wonderful comments that I'm receiving. It's really motivating and inspiring to go on. Thank you very much. So, let's begin. Let's do a begin session move. I forgot to do the session moves last time where I ended the session and rolled on this little table here because I usually do the begin a session table at the end. I like it better, so I'll try to remember that. So let's begin a session by first identify or just flag content, review or recap what happened last session. Alright, so last session we traveled through a tunnel as we were exploring the cause of these quakes. We encountered some green amoebas that fell from the roof and almost killed us. We got to a temporary alien base where a huge drill was digging for whatever the aliens are digging for in our planet. We infiltrated the base and placed a small bomb inside it and managed to get back out, and everything exploded, causing a severe earthquake. We are now fleeing through that same tunnel with 3 alien mechs chasing us in close pursuit. So, without further ado, set the scene by envisioning your character's situation and intent. So, the situation is that we are fleeing through this wide open tunnel with 3 of these alien-looking mechs blasting lasers at us, smashing rock here and there. So it's a very actiony scene. So let's go ahead and put some action, and we'll go ahead and create a progress track for that, as this is a combat. We're gonna start. I'm going to run a combat for this. We're going to enter the fray. Let's go ahead and let's try this one. I like it. All right, so when you initiate combat or are forced into a fight, envision your objective and give it a rank. I like that. So let's say this is dangerous. I know, I kind of feel like it would be formidable, but we don't have many combat assets. And I feel like formidable would be a very tough track to fill. I'll leave that for like a much more drastic combat. Let's say these are not... The alien mechs aren't super powerful. Normally they'd be troublesome because we're a pilot, a mech pilot with a super awesome mech that's just designed for combat. Completely outgunning these mechs, but there's 3 of them, so it's dangerous. So we want to... Here's the thing, I'm thinking we may want to capture one of these mechs. So, defeat or escape the aliens. And, if possible, capture one of them. Alright, so we've got a track, and we are on the move. Yes, so let's go ahead and roll edge. I don't believe any of our assets apply, so let's go, go, go. Right, let's click here. Edge. It's a miss. The fight begins with you in a bad spot. Okay, so... So basically, we are being shot at. We're dodging all of these lasers. We're not in a position to turn around and shoot back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to react under fire to try to get in position. Now, here's one of my house rules that I've added to this game. I have 2 house rules, and this is one of them. When you get a weak hit on a react under fire, you are now in a good spot. I like it because it just never worked for me that you get a weak hit and you're like, oh yeah, you overcame the obstacle, but now there's something else in your way. And it just felt like it... Kind of like a, you know, it was like, okay, so I got through that, but there's still something else keeping me, not in control. So let's go ahead and say that we're going to react under fire, and we're going to use our ace asset. We are guiding our vehicle through a hazard or out of harm's way. So yes, definitely, we are trying to pilot out of these lasers to get in a good position. I can even imagine a sudden kind of like break when you go back and all the aliens are like all the alien mechs right in front of me, and then I just go. So let's try that. Let's try a very piloty maneuver, fast moving. We speed up, and then we suddenly we brake and manage to dodge under them and get behind them. Let's go ahead and try that. So we're going to add 1 because of our ace asset, and we're going to roll with edge. That's a strong hit, so my house rule doesn't even come into play right now. So let's add 1 and then take +1 momentum on a hit because of our asset. And we succeed. Yeah, Faye is like, all right, Artemis, let's show these crabs. Yeah, sure, why not? We call the aliens crabs, even though they're probably not crabs. But let's show these crabs what we're made of. And then Faye kind of like breaks, moves out of position, and then we're right behind them. And we are going to blast the hell out of them. We are going to strike. And we're going to roll with edge. As Artemis's miniguns start blasting everywhere. It's another strong hit. Wow. Okay. So, mark progress twice. And you stay in control. You dominate your foe. Interesting. Alright, so I'm gonna say that one of them is definitely out. One of them just gets completely destroyed by the chain guns, the Gatling guns, the machine guns, and just explodes in a cloud of debris and smoke. And in that moment, during this debris and smoke or whatever, we are going to try to, while everything's kind of like foggy and everything, we're going to try to tackle one of the mechs down. So instead of exploding it, we can capture it. So we are going to do this with force, I believe. This is going to be an iron. This is going to be a gain ground with iron as we just charge into one of these mechs and just grab it and just bash it into the ground and then just try to have Artemis disable it. But for now, we want to bash it into the ground. So let's go ahead and gain ground with iron. And it's a weak hit. We stay in control. We're going to choose one. We're going to mark progress. I'm going to say we mark progress. And, or we take momentum. Or add +1 to your next move. Oh, I'm going to say mark progress. So we mark progress. And now, as we've got this, the smoke is still on top of us. The other alien mech is trying to look for us. And we've got this other mech on the ground, just bashed against the ground. Faye's going to say, Artemis, scan for the power source so we can disable it. And scans start going through our ship. And let's see if we can... Okay. Artemis's power doesn't apply, so this is just going to be a gain ground with wits as we scan how to disable this creature. It's a strong hit. Oh, yeah. I love it. Okay. So I'm just going to say that we... I think we do it. Yeah, let's say we do it. So let's mark progress and take +2 momentum. And I'm just going to say that, yeah, we find immediately the kind of like a vital cable or something. We just pull it out and immediately this alien mech just... Or maybe we... Oh, I like this better. Artemis just sticks his hand into a part of the mech, crunches the fingers, and pulls out a small power source that we just toss near the ground. And the mech just completely disables. And now there's just one mech left. So I think I'm just going to strike again just to finish this with safety. So now the smoke clears. The other mech sees us down. And we're just standing next to their fallen comrade, dropping the power source on the ground. The machine guns come out. It's time to fight. Let's strike. A weak hit. Mark progress twice, but you expose yourself to danger. You're in a bad spot. This is not good. I'd forgotten that you mark progress twice when you're striking. I had forgotten that, so maybe I should have made this formidable. Anyway, this was perfectly fine. So we're in a bad spot right now. Okay. I wonder what that means, because we've got 10 progress. If we roll it, it's a 19%. Okay, let's think about this. We're in a bad spot. We expose yourself to danger. So we're shooting out this other mech. They're shooting back at us. We hit them, but they're not down. They definitely haven't exploded. They haven't gone down. But they've got us now, like, we've had to move, charge through the battlefield, and now we've had to, like, take cover behind this big rock. And they obviously are still floating, and they're slowly maneuvering. They're gonna be able to get us unless we do something to get out of this position. And I'm gonna say we just let's keep it simple. Let's just say we clash. So we're hiding behind this rock, and we're just waiting as they're coming out, and then we just dash out. Actually, no, you know what? Let's dash out. Let's use our skill. Yes, we have the acid for it. Let's use it. Let's milk it. That's what it's there for. We're gonna react under fire by guiding our vehicle through a hazard or out of harm's way. So I'm gonna have Artemis calculate, run all the calculations. The jets on the back begin to slowly charge up. We're waiting, the timing is right, all the calculations are on the board, and then now we blast out, moving as fast as we can in an awesome arc-like motion. Very, very anime-like. We're like, just to get us on the side. Everything's tense. It's now or never. Let's go. React under fire. +1. Edge. Oh, I am burning momentum. I am not getting a miss with a match here. I'm on a roll. I am not getting a miss with a match. It's a strong hit with a match. It's perfect. It's exactly as we said. We take another momentum for asset. We come out too quickly with the jets and a maneuver. We kind of like if you're doing a what is it? With the cars when you. I know it starts with a D. A drift. We're drifting in the air in a perfect arc. We're on the side. Everything's in slow motion. The crosshair is aiming right on where it has to be. Let's take decisive action. It's time to roll against 10 progress. It's a strong hit. You prevail. Take +1 momentum. If any objectives remain, the fight continues. You are in control. All right, so the alien mech blows up. We have defeated the aliens. Let's change the music for now. That was an awesome combat. See, I like combats. This game's beautiful. Let's put some suspense sci-fi because everything's not perfect. All right. So, 2 mechs have destroyed. We make a quick scan of the third one. The alien inside seems to be stuck because of how we crushed the power module or how the technology is. There doesn't seem to be any way for it to get out. Maybe we crushed the door or something. It seems to be stuck inside and it's banging and everything, and we've captured it. So I think this definitely marks progress on our quest. I love it. Probably should have marked another one for the tremors that we caused here. All right, that was great. That was brilliant. So we go ahead, we go down, and we grab this other mech. Can we carry it? That is an excellent point. I don't think we can. I don't think we can carry it. We'd probably have to mark it somehow. Interesting. So I think Faye will walk up to where this alien mech is, and she will aim her machine gun where the pilot is, and she will fire a single shot to the head, killing the pilot. She'll smile to herself, young and proud, and then she'll mark the spot in the tunnel. She'll pinpoint it. That way, another team can come to retrieve this mech. But basically, she has recovered an alien mech, almost entirely undamaged, which is not a minor thing. All right. So with that, I think we will simply head back to the base. I don't think any more rolls need to be made. And let's see how our quest goes. We will try to fulfill our vow. Let's go ahead and see how it goes. Whew, it's a strong hit. So, since it was troublesome, we mark 1 tick on our quest's legacy track. Excellent. All right, so your vow is fulfilled. Excellent. We have managed, we definitely did manage to stop with the drilling, and whatever the source of it was, it's gone. Everything's fine and dandy. But. Let's make a connection here. Got nothing in people. Oh, this should be in people, but I like it. Let's make a connection here to the Sentinels. This represents our kind of connection with this entire faction. And let's also roll a name for our mentor. I want a name for our mentor. Give a name, call sign, family name. Fletcher Shin. I like that. Fletcher dash Shin. Fletcher Shin, also an AKA Dash. He was my mentor. And he's the reason I'm part of the Sentinels now. But the Sentinels, I still don't have a strong connection to them. I'm still very young. I have been training for this my entire life, but I'm not a veteran member. I'm still proving myself worthy. I'm in a weird position because Fletcher, put a lot of faith in me, recommended me. There was a vouched for me, but I'm still a very young member. So let's retroactively see this connection. And it says, when we swear an iron vow to undertake a perilous quest in their service, we mark progress in this connection. When we complete a quest to their benefit, we mark progress in this connection. But, as Artemis pointed out, Faye was very reckless during this mission and caused a massive earthquake. So I imagine as she gets back and maybe some people are congratulating her and so forth and so on, but she's in she walks in through the briefing room. She's basically I imagine this. She lands her mech into the bay and all the mechanics are there, and she starts talking and she's walking soldiers and sharing this and that, and then she walks into the big briefing room where the general is. I imagine the general is a dark-skinned woman, very military haircut and military clothes, and she's just got this big frown on her face. She's very upset. Let's give her a name. Kaisa Savela. Let's see. Journal people. Let's add a page. Kaisa Savela with a B. Or a V with a V. Bella. The general. Alright. skinned, short, military, haircut, military attire. Alright, so Kaisa's there, and she's just got this big frown on her face. She's very upset at us. Immediately, Faye kind of like, gets a little bit serious, and Kaisa goes, "Do you have any idea what you've done?" And Faye says, I've completed the mission. Not only did I destroy the alien base that was digging nearby, but I even brought back an alien mech. We can study their technology now. We can..." And she's interrupted by Kaisa, says, You could have given away our position. You could have led the enemy right to our base. What happens if they defeated you? What would have happened if they fled after finding out location? What would have happened if you were captured? You should have reported back the moment that you found that there was an alien base right here, X miles away from our base. You should have reported back. Your recklessness put the entire base, the whole Sentinels, at risk. For what? For pride? And Faye's obviously like, I acted in the moment, doing what I thought was best. And Kaisa just kind of frowns and says, "You are on leave." Wait, actually, let's test our relationship first. You are on leave. Let's test our relationship. All right, let's... we do not share a bond with this connection. So let's go ahead and roll heart, which is our lowest stat. Oh, it's a strong hit. That's interesting. We develop our relationship. Huh, look at that. So basically what happens, I imagine, the general's very upset. And suddenly another lieutenant is like, "General, I know she may have been a bit reckless, but she did obtain us a piece of alien technology that we've been struggling to obtain for a while. I think maybe she's lacking a bit of experience in making the right calls. But I think this was the right call, General." And the general looks at the lieutenant. She looks at the rest of the room, who kind of seem to agree with the lieutenant. Everyone's excited, alien technology. And the general looks at Faye and says, "Fine. But from now on, you follow protocol. Is that understood?" And Faye does a salute and says, "Yes, General." "You are relieved," she says. And she goes back to the room, and Faye leaves, and with a few other people still congratulating her for her success in all of this. I like that. That went really nice. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna rest and recover a little bit. And here is where another one of my house rules comes into play, because the sojourn move is, I find it's a bit weak when you're playing alone. It's kind of like, how to say this, like in a strong hit, you get 2 recover moves, and on a weak hit, 1. So it's kind of like doing 1 of the recover moves. It's great when you're playing with more players, because also the tracks are spread out and the damage is spread out. So sojourning with 2 or 3 players, sojourn is like 6 recover moves spread out between 3 players. But when you're playing alone, it's a little bit weak. And the other thing is, I'm in my base. These are comrades. These are friends. I'm not gonna, no one's gonna make a costly demand, or the situation's gonna grow worse. It's just a scene. So this is kind of like where I do a rest move, and I just recover all my tracks. But basically from like this sort of like delve where you take a hiatus, but without the threat. And I don't mind doing this. I feel like a long rest where you recover all your tracks should be fine. It should be allowed. You can't just expect to do sojourn moves until you're full. So let's go ahead and do that. And every time we're gonna move one track, if we can, let's have a little scene there where we just play out everything. So let's go ahead and say that. First, we're gonna fix Artemis. First, we're gonna switch the music. That's the first thing we're gonna do. Back to, let's see, one of the Wonder tracks. I always like the Wonder tracks. After the War. Might be too much. No, we'll leave it for now. So basically we're in the workshop in our own, I don't know if the workshop is in our own bedroom. I think we said that in the first session. Yeah, the workshop's in our own bedroom. So most of the main repairs on Artemis have been done by the mechanics in the hangar, a different place. But we have our own little workshop, and we're basically there in our work overalls, and we're patching up Artemis as we do so. And they're just having a little chat, you know. Faye's basically just saying, I wonder what these alien mechs are made out of. And Artemis says, I have no information on such matter, other than the information regarding their power source, which is similar to the one that we exploded earlier. And Faye goes, yeah, that was that was pretty cool, wasn't it? Artemis says, that was quite risky, and it could have gotten you in trouble with the general. I recommend not doing that again. And Faye goes, come on, I mean, we got away with it. Yes, but if you had not recovered the alien mech, perhaps we would not have gotten away with it. Perhaps I would be assigned to another pilot. Artemis? Are you saying you'd miss me? I do not have the capacity to miss, but perhaps I have grown used to you, Faye Dijkstra. I'll take that. I'll take that as a you would miss me. You know what? And she kind of like just bangs the mech with a tool, you know, and continues working on it. As for the other ones, health, we're not that injured. I imagine we simply recover in bed, resting the night. Maybe we've got a little bandage on our head. We go to the we go to the med bay where a doctor checks up on us, looks into our eyes, does the whole usual pilot checkup. Let's go ahead and make the doctor for now. I'm gonna say okay, we won't give her her name, but I just imagined her as a blonde with glasses. I don't know why, but that's just the first thing that came to my mind. So we'll call her Doctor. I'm not writing. Glasses. Hair tied back. White. Gown? Is it called a gown? Or a coat? White doctor's coat. White. And she's checking up on us, you know, and she's basically making small talk. And she's saying, word is that you've actually managed to capture some alien technology. Is that true, Faye? And she's like grinning face to face. Oh, that's true, all right. You just give R&D a few weeks and, well, we'll be shooting out lasers from our mechs in no time. And the doctor goes, I wonder if any of the technology would have any kind of applications to medicine or anything like that. And Faye goes, Doctor, you can worry about that once the aliens are out of here. Until then, we're going to focus on weapons and weapons. And I'll let the R&D team work on what they... You know what? Never mind. She's not very clever. So that's the recover move. For spirit, I'm going to picture Faye lying in bed. And she's looking at this little portrait that she's got of... what's his name? Fletcher. I imagine Fletcher as well. Military haircut. Light skin. Little bit of a beard. And she's just looking at the portrait that she has of him and kind of talking to the portrait, saying, I just completed my first mission, Fletcher. I gave those assholes what for. We even got one of the mechs back, and it was... I think you would have been proud of me. And she just turns round, knees up to her chest, hugging the portrait, and falls asleep. Supply is pretty easy. We just recover supply as our mech is restocked. Someone comes with, someone comes with one of those little crates that they pull with a box, and they start restocking ammunition and anything else that our mech might need. So, having done all that, which was awesome and nice, it's nice to take a little break from action to just visit a few little colorful scenes here and there. Now, we need to come up with a new vow or mission or something that happens. Alright, but first I'd like to make another connection. Someone else that Faye works with, and I'm gonna say this is a person in the R&D team. So, let's give him a name. Flint Hobbs. Flint Hobbs. R&D researcher. Research and development. Let's go ahead. First look. Shifty, I don't like that. Scruffy, I like that. Scruffy. He's always, his lab coat's a little bit dirty, a little bit of a, what do you call it when the beard's growing out? Hair's a little messy. I like that. General disposition is threatening. Demanding. Okay, let's just skip out on the disposition. We know revealed aspect. Wise. Scruffy and wise. I like that. Flint Hobbs, the researcher. And this is, we'll say, a dangerous connection. They're, not no one, but they're still someone. Alright, so let's just say that we go visit Flint at the R&D, and like everything else here, it's in one of these passages, cliff sides that goes down to the water, and as we're walking by, we look down, and we feel like there's something deep, deep down there watching, looking back at us. Deep in the depths below, and we see a little bit of movement on the surface water. We've got lots of lights everywhere. It's just the tiniest bit of movement, but nothing much. And we head on over to the R&D department. Let's see if we've got anything else that we can put here. Let's see, plane shift. And we come into this large laboratory that's a large laboratory workshop / everything, where they're working on mechs and they're researching new technology. And there's this large table where should Flint be the head of the R&D? Yeah, let's put that as that. Research and development. So we walk into this large laboratory, and the alien mech that we recovered is spread out on this very large work table. Scientists are walking all over it, moving all around it. Flint is yelling out orders, so it might make sense that he's threatening. I like that. Yeah. Let's switch this. The Canopic Being. I don't know. I'm just trying different songs as I get the hang of them. And as we walk towards, we see in a large tube of some kind of liquid bubbling and floating. This crustacean creature that we killed with the head has also been captured. Around the other lab, the other 2 mechs and other aliens are also there. This isn't the first time that we've captured aliens and alien technology, but this is the first time we've caught them so intact. Usually, I mean, it's also very hard to collect so much. Usually it's scraps in the middle of a battle or something, but this was a huge haul. And as we walk onto the lab, Flint immediately sees us and walks on over. He says, You! This is amazing! Congratulations! Pine just grabs her by the shoulders and just shakes her. And Flint was a close friend of Fletcher. Kind of like an uncle. Not really an uncle, no, because then we would have a bond with him already. So it was a close friend of Fletcher. Someone that we're slowly forming a connection with now. But back then, because Flint was always very busy, always focused on his research. So we never saw much of him. Maybe a drinking buddy of Fletcher's. So Faye would only see like maybe when she would open the door and they'd be drinking in the hallway, or not see much of him. And Flint is like, what you've done is amazing. You have any idea how much information this is gonna give us? And Faye says, well, Flint, I'm glad I could help. I just had the idea, and I thought it would. So, do we have lasers? And Flint just laughs like, ha ha ha, lasers. Yeah, right. It's gonna take weeks, maybe months of study until we figure out how this technology works and if we can use it at all. I mean, we have to take into account risks of maybe human contamination or radiation, or maybe it's dangerous to human beings, maybe something else. There's lots of factors that go into play. I know the general's still on my back. I kind of like, and it just starts mumbling and rambling. You know what? I'm gonna say that we mark progress on this connection because we gave Flint something of worth. We definitely gave him something of worth by bringing this back. So I like that a lot. And now we need a vow. We need a vow. Something to work on. A lot of nice flex. You know what? I never do this that much. A little bit of role playing here and there without any actual vow. So this was actually pretty nice. Let's see if we can come up with a vow for our next session by rolling on some oracles. Let's see if there's a settlement trouble, overdue delivery, mysterious deaths, plagued by sickness. Interesting. And for action theme, we have overwhelmed weakness. Okay, I know exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with overdue delivery. Flint is gonna send us on a quest. Basically, Faye is like, well, looking at all the scientists, prodding and poking on this giant piece of mech, and everyone's just scanning things, and everyone's very busy at work. And Flint's like yelling out some commands and orders here and there, and Faye goes, is there anything I can help with, Flint? No, she's just really eager to get some lasers. And Flint turns, what? You? No. Wait, yes, he says. And he just walks away, and then he comes back with some, with a small box, not a cardboard box, but like a plastic box with lots of little data things inside, like little futuristic diskettes. And he says, we've done a deep scan of the this entire mech creature in the last day or two, and we're now basically taking it apart and seeing different parts and everything. But we've got a lot of data here that we need to sort by, and well, I'm not gonna lie, our computers here are not the best, which is why I need you to take all this information to my associate in... And now we're going to roll another faction. So basically, I'm going to leave that for the next session because we're almost at 40 minutes. But basically, okay, let's just roll the name of the faction. So we're going to head out into the world and meet other people. Let's make a new one called Factions so we just don't get mistaken. And then we'll move. Then I'll move the Sentinels to this one. So let's just give them a name. And legacy affiliation. The Iron Pact. Iron Pact. Sure, why not? Let's go with that. For now, we'll leave it blank, but basically, Dr. Flint says, I need you to take this information to my associate, and he gives us a name, at the Iron Pact. They have much better equipment than we have here. And they would be able to go through this data really quickly. You might need to pass this by the general. I'm sure she'll... You know what? No. You just go and I'll tell the general, okay? We'll do that. We'll just, bypass bureaucracies. Otherwise, I'm going to be sitting, waiting here on this data for 3 days until the general approves, sending someone to the Iron Pact because of the Congress, blah, 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 blah. So you just grab this data and you get to your mech and you head out there. The coordinates are here on this post-it note. There's a little post-it note on top of the box. So you just head on out there. They'll know you're part of the Sentinels. You just tell them Flint Hobbs sent you. You're looking for the X person. You need to analyze this data. We have captured an alien mech. They will be very excited. They will be happy to have data of an alien and an alien mech. So, Faye, can you do this for me? So let's swear an iron vow. And this counts as our banner sworn. So, let's go ahead and do it. Bam. It's a miss, but we can re-roll any dice. And I'm going to roll all of them because that's what my talent lets me do. Or I can burn momentum for a weak hit. Ooh, that's risky. That's risky. I don't want to burn my momentum. Let's just re-roll all the dice and see what happens first. Hey, a weak hit. So, that was a patuk from Discord. Sorry about that. Hopefully we don't get any more of them. If not, I'll have to pause and turn off Discord. So we take +1 momentum, and we mark 1 tick on our Bond's legacy track. Excellent. And since we've sworn a vow to connection, we mark another tick. So we say, so she grabs on to her necklace of Fletcher dash Shin. And she says, I swear, Flint, I will get this data to the Iron Pact, safe and sound. So let's make a vow. Get the data to the Iron Pact. And return with data analyzed, obviously. Because otherwise, kind of worthless. So, should this quest be troublesome? Let's leave it at troublesome. Let's have troublesome quests for now. Otherwise, the sessions just go very long. And last but not least, we are going to make the end of session. So, have we strengthened any ties to connection? We have. We haven't moved forward in the quest. So let's go ahead and roll on the table. Important characters put in a danger or suffers a misadventure. I like the bottom one. Key location is made unsafe. So let's say that Faye goes and she gets into Artemis, and Artemis argues a little bit. Are you sure we should leave without telling anything to General? And Faye says, look, Flint said it's okay. Flint said that he's gonna talk to the General. It's going to be fine. And basically gets on Artemis, goes out through the tunnels, leaves out through the waterfall, and as that's happening, we see in the distance, the waterfall comes, the mech comes out of the waterfall, and the camera just continues to zoom out as we see the little edge of a cliff, and we see an alien scout observing us leaving this waterfall. Our base has been made unsafe. And that's our session for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!